Do you have a pen?
I don't.
Okay.
You want one?
JJ's gonna go look for one. Okay, we're gonna get started in just 1 minute. We're having our speakers walk in.
Hey Chris, how you doing? Nice to see you. Great to see you. How you doing? Good.
Monel.
Yeah, I'll take some pictures.
Oh, I will. Yeah, gotcha.
Okay. Y'all feel free to just come back here. All right. Is everyone ready? Good. Okay. Thank y'all all for coming. I'm Christina Nguyen, the Director of Communications here at Austin ISD, and we're here today to talk about the importance of safety around our school buses and our partnership with Bus Patrol. So today we'll have our Chief of Police, Wayne Sneed, give a few remarks. We'll watch a video of the incident that happened near one of our buses, and then we'll have Bus Patrol's Executive Vice President, Ryan Monell, here, and then we can open it up for any questions. So with that, I will hand it over to Chief Sneed.
Thank you. Thank you, Christina. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Wayne Sneed. I'm the Chief of Police with Austin Independent School District Police Department. I want to thank you all for being here today to support the safety of our students. We're here today to talk about a couple of things. One is regarding an incident that was captured on one of our bus camera systems, where a commercial vehicle driver can be observed driving off a paved roadway illegally, driving around another vehicle into a grassy median and passing our school bus to the right passenger side, where one of our students was exiting that bus at that time, nearly hitting the student. It should be noted that the red flashing lights and stop signs were activated and were flashing for a period of time prior to the incident. As the video will depict, a student is exiting. They have merely seconds to respond as a truck drives in the grass median between the passenger door and the bus and a power pole, nearly striking the student. If you watch this video, it will literally make your heart jump. The truck proceeds to drive away without stopping. Luckily, the student is unharmed. On October 20th, the Austin Independent School District was notified by Bus Patrol that captured this October 8th incident. A criminal investigation was initiated by our department at that time. The investigation later led to the arrest of the driver. Based on the excellent investigative work conducted by our Criminal Investigation Division, who identified the commercial vehicle company, which led to the identification of the driver suspect. The commercial company was very cooperative throughout the investigation. Their assistance provided essential information that helped us identify the driver. On November 18th, 2025, a warrant was issued for the driver of this offense for endangering a child, which is a state jail felony. The driver was identified as DeRay Marion, 31 years of age, and he was arrested on November 19th, the following day, on that warrant. If convicted, a state jail felony in the state of Texas carries a sentence of 180 days to 2 years in jail, in a state jail, and fines up to $10,000. The student victim in the case was identified. Their parents were notified, but we will not be identifying them today. It should be noted that other motorists were stopped for this same bus in both directions when the driver chose to pass to the right around another vehicle and then proceeded to pass our bus off on the unpaved roadway. I cannot stress enough the severity of this incident. A motor vehicle can become a weapon when operated unsafely or without regard to human safety. The safety of our students is our top priority. The school, excuse me, this school year alone, and we're only halfway through, note, we have had nearly 7,000 citations that have been issued for bus violations. On average per school year, we have been issuing around 10 to 12,000 citations. One thing to note, the number of repeated offenders is very minimal. We've seen through the data, the Stop Arm program reduces the number of repeated offenses. Approximately 98% of the individuals who've received Stop Arm violations through our current vendor have not received another violation. Our Stop Arm program is not new. It's been in operation for 9 years, since 2016. The current vendor for our program is Bus Patrol and has been a partner with the district since April of this year. Let it be known, we will seek out anyone who knowingly operates a motor vehicle in our city, in around our campuses, or school buses without regard to the safety of our students, our staff, and our community. The Austin Independent School District is thankful for the folks at Bus Patrol for providing this video and bringing this incident to our attention. We will continue to work closely with our partners to identify those who might habitually operate vehicles on our roadways in violation of laws. Now I'd like to introduce Ryan Monell with Bus Patrol.
Thank you, Chief. Well, thank you very much. And are we going to watch the video first? Or
Yeah, let's watch the
Okay.
video first, then we can.
Excellent.
So this first video is the camera that's mounted to the rear of the bus. This next camera angle is from the passenger side of the bus. And finally, this is the video footage. Oops, excuse me. Okay, excuse me one second. And this will be the video footage from the front of the bus.
Thank you, Sergeant. Well, I think it speaks for itself as it relates to how close we were to having an unspeakable tragedy in this community. You know, yesterday we actually, and my name's Ryan Minnell, I'm Executive Vice President for Bus Patrol. Yesterday I was actually part of a national summit for school bus safety. And I just wanted to share a few of the stats that I heard yesterday as it relates to what's happening across this country. Every year we see upwards of 40 million illegal passes across the 500,000 school buses that run every day in this country. As the chief said, in only a half of a school year here in Austin, we've seen 7,000 illegal passes. This is an endemic. This is something that's truly impacting public safety, not only in Austin, but across the country. And so I think it's imperative, and we're honored to be a part of the solution here in Austin, that we're harnessing technology, we're coming together to educate the community, and ultimately try to change behavior, because as the chief said, recidivism is very low when you receive a ticket, and hopefully going forward we start to see fewer and fewer citations each and every year. The video you see right here that you just saw, unfortunately, is just one example of many that I see every day across the country. We serve over 500 programs, 500 school districts, and I would love to say that this is an isolated incident, and it unfortunately is not. And so we have to do everything we can as a community to pair enforcement effectively with education, let folks know how important it is to stop for a school bus, because ultimately we might be keeping a child safe and ultimately avoiding a tragedy happening like we almost saw here on this video. A little bit about what we do for Austin ISD. Number one, all 500 and some school buses in the district are installed with the technology that you saw. And so every single child that goes to and from school every day has the protection of enforcement. We not only install and maintain the system on behalf of the school district, we also send through what we refer to as an evidence package. And so when a violation occurs, hopefully not as egregious as what we saw today, but ultimately if a violation happens where someone passes a stopped school bus, that is put together and paired as an evidence package to where ultimately we put together video, still imagery, we identify the registered owner of the vehicle by pulling that information from the state DMV. We ultimately also identify the location the violation occurred, as well as the time of day the violation occurred. And that is sent to the Chief, Sergeant Pickford, and the team at Austin ISD Police. They ultimately are the final arbiter. Every single evidence package that we identify a violation occurred is reviewed by the ISD Police, and they ultimately make the decision on if a ticket should be issued to the registered owner of the vehicle. If a ticket is issued, we try to make this a program with significant transparency. And so ultimately, if you receive a ticket in the mail for passing illegally passing a stopped school bus, you ultimately have the opportunity to view the same video that the ISD Police utilize to issue the ticket. You can make the determination yourself if you are liable or not. If you're liable, you have the opportunity to pay that ticket. If you are not, there is a tribunal that is established to provide folks due process to basically contest your ticket like you would other types of parking infractions, and an independent judge will make the determination on if you are liable or not. So hopefully what we see through a very robust process that we can continue to hopefully educate the community on is a change in behavior and keeping more children safe every day. I believe we can do that. As the chief said, again, recidivism is very, very low. Approximately 9 out of every 10 drivers who receive a ticket do not receive a second one. And so hopefully we ultimately can weed this out and change behavior, ultimately keep every child safe going to and from school every day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for either of the speakers?
Question for Chief Sneed. Were you guys aware of this incident the day that it happened? Like, did the bus driver report it, or did you become aware of it after Bus Patrol reached out to y'all?
It was after Bus Patrol reached out to us. Once they viewed the video, they're the initial viewers of the video, and then they will send it to us, and one of our officers will review it to determine whether it violates state law, and if it does, then we approve it, and then that's when the citation goes out. So a police officer reviews it before a citation ever is issued. but they brought it to our attention.
Did y'all wish that the bus driver had said something instead to know about it sooner, or?
Well, I mean, obviously, we want to know about things as soon as they happen. There's a lot of things going on with our bus drivers having to deal with, and not that, you know, they brush anything like this off, but sometimes we just, things that happen so often, people passing buses, that you just, it doesn't, I'm sure it doesn't resonate as clearly, so.
You're talking about thousands of citations. How many times do we see arrests made like this? I mean, has this happened before at AISD?
Not during my time here as an administrator, but when you have a behavior that's so outlandish, this is someone who was behind another vehicle and chose to leave the roadway, knowing that vehicle had stopped, to go into a grassy area and come around the bus on an unloading side of the bus, and to nearly miss this child is just, it's intolerable.
Did the driver give a reason to why they were, you know, in such a hurry to get around this bus?
I'm not aware.
Which road did this happen on?
It's old, 2200 block of Old San Antonio Road.
And we also have the affidavit that we can share with y'all after this.
Yeah.
Chief, is there any significance behind holding today's press conference and pushing, you know, children's safety, given the fact that, you know, even last week and earlier this month, you all, or at least the district, kind of, you know, reported its 20th Waymo citation for passing these school buses. Is there any significance in relation to the date of holding this press conference today versus what you all put out a couple weeks ago?
No, I think it's consistent with what we've always said, is our student safety is our priority, and we want to bring attention to the fact that there are 7,000 violations of individuals passing our school buses throughout the city. And so, but when we see something like this, something so outrageous and so intentional, we cannot just go through a normal process of just issuing a citation. This child was literally, their life was, if it had been 3 seconds earlier, we would be having a totally different conversation.
When it comes to Waymo, have you been in contact with them recently, since after they had these upgrades to their system? And have you seen any more Waymos passing buses since you first told us about that?
I don't believe there's any violation since the last one on December 1st, which was after their upgrade. We did meet with them. We asked them respectfully to discontinue their activities during our loading or arrivals and departures for our students, and they did not agree with our risk assessment and respectfully declined to stop operating.
When it comes to citations for Waymo, do you just send it to the company? Do you know how many citations you've sent to them?
We've identified 20, if I'm correct. I think the December 1st was the 20th citation.
And those citations, when people pay them, does it go back to the district, or how does that work?
I'm not aware. I think it goes to the general fund, if I had to guess. That's merely a guess, though.
Chief, are you at liberty to share, I guess, what company that driver worked for?
It's in the affidavit, and you guys will get a copy of it. It's the company was very cooperative. The company validated the fact that that driver's GPS in that vehicle put them in that area at the time of the incident. So, you know, we were very, very happy with them and working with them, and they conducted their own internal investigation to assist us. So, but it is in the affidavit.
Had this driver had any other issues with traffic violations, anything like that?
Nothing like this.
I have a question for Bus Patrol. How often are you guys just taking a look at all of, because there's so many buses and so much data, so
Yeah.
how often are you guys looking through these?
So we employ a team of folks who basically look at evidence that's basically pulled off of violations captured from the bus equipment every single day. So typically the turnaround time for us, because we do go through a quality assurance process to make sure it reflects state statute, ultimately we want to pair it with the registered owner of the vehicle information and make sure that AISD police have the opportunity to make a very informed decision with all the information. So doing that usually takes about 72 hours from when the violation occurred. And then ultimately they have the ability to review that to then make the determination to issue a ticket or not.
So automatically notify you guys when a car is passing?
They do. So basically, we have a camera system that, number one, effectively turns on when the bus is on. We also utilize artificial intelligence that's baked in that basically demonstrates and can identify effectively what we refer to as a false positive. So basically what that means is we're not going to get noise. You're going to be able to see a true violation every time. Effectively, then that's processed through even LTE network on the bus. It's processed through them for us to be able to utilize and look at the video, make sure it reflects what statute says is a violation in Austin. And then ultimately, we pair that with the information I mentioned and send it to AISD for their review.
How many days from when that incident took place to when y'all found out what was going on?
Yeah, I believe it was only a matter of days because ultimately, we're able to review the evidence fairly quickly. And usually when we see something egregious like that, typically the passes for buses, of course, happen on the other side of the bus. Folks are making mistakes. And obviously we want to make sure that we're accounting for all of those, but when we see a very egregious right-hand pass like this, that clearly could have been incredibly tragic for the community, we tend to flag those for our partnerships in law enforcement to make sure they ultimately are aware of that.
What's the training like for bus drivers with this? Obviously, it seems like some days have passed. I would assume that if, you want the bus driver to immediately report that, what is the training like, and have you all talked to the bus driver just about kind of the next phase to make sure that
Just come on over, Chris.
You can
Come on over.
We have our executive director of transportation on here, and then I think after this, maybe one more, and then we can.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chris Hafiz, the Executive Director of Transportation with the district. To answer that question, Chief was right, of course, on the protocol that was followed with the bus patrol. The bus driver, when that happened, did call our dispatch, and our supervisor notified, and the supervisor immediately notified me. So we were in contact with the bus patrol to make sure they pulled the camera. Folks, one of the things we are very fortunate was bus patrol versus previous when there, as you all saw, we have cameras all around the bus. It wouldn't show as a violation because it didn't pass on the left side where the camera captures your license plate. But it caught the camera on the right side, which we are very thankful and sad. I watched this video 20 times, folks. And as Chief said, 2 or 3 seconds later, we would have a different conversation.
just to confirm, so there was a delay that, you said that the bus driver did report it, but it was
Yep.
days later until y'all picked it up?
I don't know exactly how many days, but bus patrol acted very quickly, pulled the camera as soon as they were able to, and we shared the camera. We shared the camera internally to make sure this driver gets what he deserves.
Could there have been just a faster process, though? I just feel like with someone like this, they're obviously not taking, rules into account. They could have done it again throughout.
There is. So if we hear from a driver immediately, we can actually go out and pull the video even manually from the bus if it hasn't been transferred via our network. So it's just a matter of, ultimately communication, and I think here it was very strong. We did what we needed to do as fast as possible, and, fortunately it led to an arrest.
So there was immediate contact, though?
It sounds like there was. I wasn't aware of it. It sounds like Chris had contact
And
with our
there
team.
were any other near misses this year? Like something similar to this at all?
I have not seen one.
Did the parents of the child that was affected in the video reach out on their own accord ever, or did you have to notify them?
We notified them.
Okay.
Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
I do have the bus downstairs by the flagpole at the other entrance. You all came in the front entrance.
Yeah.
If you all like to take a few photos, I'll be down there as well.
Yeah, you can
you're
see
welcome.
any cameras if you need B-roll on the cameras or anything like
Where
that.
can we get the video?
We'll send it to you. We'll send you the video and the affidavit after this.
Oh, I'm assuming it says the correct spelling of his name.
Correct. Yes.